What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hop Along Games Couch Co-op.
Couch Co-op.
Couch Co-op.
I am Macleaniac, and I am joined by...
Hey, it's Aggro.
And I'm Kirrok.
Thank you for joining us today. Today's episode is going to be amazing. I'm just going to put it out there, because if we say if it's going to be amazing, then it actually has to.
It will be. It's
It's going to be
amazing.
good.
It's
Are
amazing.
we going to address our little hiatus here?
Hiatus?
What's that? What hiatus? It's the internet. There's no
Fair
time.
enough. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Moving
we've been here the
along.
whole time.
Yeah, you
Don't
guys
sweat it.
Watch our last videos.
That's it.
They're all
Just
there.
keep rewatching.
Yep.
It's like good old reruns.
And if you want to say hi at us, you can comment on this video. Get it? See the way I did a play on hiatus? Hi at us?
Yeah.
Hi at us.
Come on, man. I expected
totally
it to laugh.
get it.
It went right over your heads.
Yeah, it
okay.
did.
Smash that like button. Okay, what are we drinking today?
I'll start.
All right.
So I'm drinking Monty's Aged Ride Ale, Old Tomorrow. So is this a local one?
That is...
There's a Canadian leaf on it.
Yeah,
a
so I
maple
think
leaf,
it's Canadian. Well, it says, right, Old Tomorrow. Oh, anyways, whatever. I'm going to try it. So it's a mix. It's like a beer aged in a barrel, possibly.
yeah, we think so.
Yeah, aged in with oak wood infused rye whiskey. So here we go.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow. That is great.
Is it good?
Is it
Oh,
good?
yeah.
Go in. Oh, there you go.
That's good.
It's really good. It's got a like mapley flavor to it. It's almost like maple beer.
What?
That's
Yeah,
cool.
it's really good.
Sounds gross. All right, hey girl, what you got?
So we went to the local liquor store
Oh.
earlier today, and we saw that the sour selection is
It's booming.
it's booming, and that makes me so excited. So I think I got like 4 of each. So I think our beer fridge is pretty well stocked now for a little
Sour
bit,
beer.
for at
You
least the weekend.
You love sour beer.
I love sour beer so much. I love dry ciders. I love sour beer. It's a mouth of happiness. So shut up. So
We should start naming our episodes. I
What's
think
this one gonna be
episode
called?
15. Is it 15?
I don't know what is it.
Oh,
Episode
wow.
15. I think it's 15.
Okay.
So episode 15, Hop Along Games, Couch Co-op, A Mouth of Happiness.
A mouth of happiness.
I love it.
I'm okay with that.
All right.
Anyway, so this is by Side Launch Brewing Company, also probably local because we usually keep it local. Dry hop sour. I'm super stoked to
What if she
break
hates
into
it?
this.
What are the odds? Place your bets.
I think she's gonna like it.
Les jeux sont faits.
Oh, fuck, it smells good. It smells hoppy and it smells sour, and I'm stoked.
Get in there.
Fuck, it's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
It's good. I'm a fan.
You know,
I'm a fan. It's good.
I gotta say though, from the packaging, the graphics on the can, it looks very strawberry.
It does. It kind of looks like kind of fruit punchy. Like
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
something
yeah.
fruity to
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Oh, it's tasty. It's good.
Nice.
Mine's exploding.
Macleaniacs? Oh, it's okay.
Mine is exploding.
That's all right. Just let it fall on the ground. The cat will lick it up.
I know, but I'm trying to keep it away from all the sweet gear. Okay, so my exploding beer,
How does it feel on your body?
sticky. My exploding beer, hopefully exploding with flavor as well, is a Bob Cajun Brewing Company Common Loon. And I mean, when you call something a Common Loon, it doesn't sound very extraordinary, but maybe the beer will be. So let's find out.
Cheers.
I'm
Oh, it's
waiting.
pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm not shy to say if I don't like something, but I actually really like this. For an APA, it's a little richer than you would expect. Normally with an APA, you expect something like really clear, really crisp, really smooth.
Right.
This one has a little bit more bite to it, but not in a bad way.
For our viewers who don't know, what's an APA?
An APA is an American pale ale, kind of like
American
an IPA,
pale. Okay.
but instead of an imperial, it's an American. Merca.
I'm not doing it.
I'm John Marston.
She's gonna do it.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
Who's John
Moving
Marston, Kirrok?
I'm John.
Who's John Marston, Kirrok?
Me. Yeah, actually, I don't think it's John Marston in the next one.
So today is Red Dead Redemption Eve.
Yes, it is.
We don't know when you're going to be watching this video, but for us, it's Red Dead Redemption Eve.
Yep. I'll be
And-
in line in about 6 hours.
Okay, explain one thing to me real quick about that.
Yeah.
How the heck are you getting it today? Are they breaking street day?
No. They're allowed to sell it after 9 p.m. 9 p.m. our time. So I imagine that's East Coast would be midnight, right? Like we're at, or is it the other way around? I don't know my time
Well, that's the
zones.
thing I don't understand. When you said you were getting it tonight, I'm like,
Yeah.
can I get it
Dude,
tonight?
I got an email from Best Buy saying available tonight at 9.
That's crazy to me.
So if I have digitally preloaded it, can I play it at 9?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Like, is there a benefit to get it hard copy versus... Because I haven't bought it yet,
Okay.
but I plan on it.
I'm starting now to lean over. I still am great with, like, I still like digital downloads, but I'm moving more towards physical. I just like having it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
I like having the
collections,
value
man.
of it
I'm with
later.
you. Yeah.
There's a website I was visiting, and I have like a Doom 2 Game Boy Advance cartridge that's over $100
Holy
worth now.
shit.
Sweet.
If it was sealed, it would be $200.
And if it was digital, it'd be worth nothing.
Exactly. Anyways,
Fair.
a little off track, but still,
No,
it is.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is
yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2 Eve.
Hey, what's the game called in Polish?
Well, just do it. What's red in Polish?
Czerwony.
Czerwone? What's
Czerwone?
dead?
Muerte.
So that's half
Hey, you got me
Polish,
there.
half
I don't know.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Italian.
What's redemption?
Oh, fuck. I have no idea.
I have no
That's beyond my capabilities.
So if you're watching us and you're Polish, put a comment.
More Polish than me?
No one will comment. No one's commenting that.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Let's begin. I'll pull.
Yes,
I'll
please.
pull. Okay.
I insist.
Head into the box.
Into the box. Into the box.
We assume for you watching at home, you know what the box even means. He's pulling out a topic for us to chew on.
I got one.
He's got one.
And I can go back.
I got you.
Alrighty. Let me read this sucker. See what we're gonna talk about. Which game do you want to see come back the most as a remaster?
Ooh, I actually like that. I like that.
Yeah. So what game? I guess that you find so dear to yourself that you would love to see come back as a remaster.
That one's actually a sticky subject for me because there was a few that I was very excited for and then they ruined it.
I got it. Really?
Yeah.
So let's define something though. A remaster would mean that the game is the same game as it was, not a continuation,
Not a
of the series.
remake.
Not a remake. It was just basically the same game, but
Just upgraded.
higher textures,
Yeah.
better for 4K or 1080, whatever. Right. So
I have two.
Yeah. Okay.
okay, I have one. Should I go?
Yeah. Go
Okay,
for it.
I'll go. I may have even talked about this in a previous episode. It is my favorite game pretty much of all time, and that is Tenchu. So Tenchu is like, okay, so I have Tenchu, the original for PlayStation, which is amazing. Then on PlayStation, they also released Tenchu 2. I don't recall if they released Tenchu 3, but on other systems, they released new iterations, new lines in the story or the series. So on the 360, they have Tenchu. I can't even remember the name, but I'll pop it up in the back here. So I got the one for the 360. I got the one for, I think maybe Xbox, but I know I got one for PSP, which was Death Shadows or Shadowed. I can't remember. I wish I knew off the top of my head what they were. But what I'm getting at is every time they've re-released a new iteration on other consoles, I've played them. I bought them and played them because I hold the original series so dear to my heart, so close to my heart, that I want to experience that all over again. And what I find is that they fall short so bad. And they're not remasters. The only one I think that was pretty close was Tenchu 2 on the same system, which was the Sony PlayStation, the original PlayStation. So if they were to do a remaster or re-release of the same game, I would say Tenchu 1, the first one. It's called Tenchu Stealth Assassins.
Yes, it is. I looked it up.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Sam. Thank you. And that game was the best. I loved the aspect of it because it was a stealth game, and if you were trying to accomplish the goal, there's like 10 levels, and you try to accomplish a goal, like say kill the evil merchant, which I think is the first one actually, you can do it completely stealthy. You can go around and kill all the guards and then eventually make your way to him and then kill him. Or if you are trying to do it stealthy and you get discovered, the game wouldn't have you fight just the one guard. All the other guards would be alerted and they'd come after you. And now the game turns into an actual sword fight 2-3 people at once against you. So you'd have to manage blocking, you'd have to manage hitting between 2 or 3 people. It was really amazing. I would absolutely love to see that game as a remaster.
But would it work in today's climate?
I
like
think,
with games like Assassin's Creed that handles being outnumbered and
yes.
like the fighting off people at once, multiple people at once. Like, could it?
I think it would work, to be honest. It also had grappling hooks, and you could go up on top of roofs and prey. You would stalk your prey and then jump down, kill them. You could do fights. You could do stealth kills. Depending on what angle you approach the enemy, whether it's from the sides or the back or the front, your stealth kill would have a different animation, which was pretty cool. I think if they just remastered it, it would still hold. It would still hold. In fact, I have it all set up to go. Soon I'm going to start streaming that original version. But when I go back to it, I've tested it and played it. The graphics are so awful compared to today's standard of graphics.
They look bad.
They look bad, but the gameplay is still there. Like, I sit there for 10 minutes just to test it. Not even 10 minutes.
And you still have a good time.
3 hours go by. And
Really?
So...
See, that's why I have like mixed feelings about that. Is that like we all have those nostalgic games that we played when we were kids or we were younger, and I don't know that they have the same relevance today as they did previously.
Some don't. You're 100% right.
So even if they were remastered, it still wouldn't be necessarily like they're doing it with classic WoW now, right? Like classic WoW, vanilla WoW is coming back out.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, and I guess they're probably going to update the textures and stuff like that. But you know, it's I'm excited about it, but on the other hand, like there's been such a progression in the way that we play that game that I don't know if it's going to be the same as it was, that same experience it was when
that
it first
first
came out.
time,
right?
yeah,
Because we didn't know anything better at the time. So I have like
So
I'm
you
gonna
can
go.
go.
off
I'm
on a
done. That's my
tangent.
answer, Tenshu. So you can go. Like you can talk about yours or.
So one of the first ones that came to my mind was 007 on N64.
Ooh.
And that was such a great game. That was kind of like, you know, that rose-colored glasses.
GoldenEye, right?
GoldenEye, yeah.
GoldenEye.
You know, that, like, it. When you think about it, it was such a great game, but it was, you know, if you go back and play it, it's like, this was the shit. Now it's just shit.
Yeah.
Right? So you're pulling it up.
Yeah.
And it was such a great game at the time, but I don't know that I'd want to go back and play it as a remastered game. So I mentioned that I have 2 answers. One of them's not really like, it's not a real answer. It's kind of like one particular part of a game that I'd want to see remastered.
Okay.
And that's Koopa Troopa Beach on Mario Kart 64.
Okay.
That one particular track, we played so much. We like ad nauseum. It was literally like we started off as best 2 out of 3, best 3 out of 5, best 27 out of 52. Like we just kept going on, and we would play that one track hundreds of times in a day, over and over and over. So I'd love to see that particular. And there's been beach tracks in like newer versions, but it's never Koopa Troopa Beach with like the little ramp that goes into the tunnel and the cut at the end. I think it was the cut at the end. I'd love to see that track remastered in a new version of Mario Kart. But my real answer is Dungeon Keeper.
How many answers did you just have there?
I know. I'm sorry.
I won't answer. It's fine.
I know. Dungeon Keeper, the first one. I've gone back and played it, even though it's like a 25-year-old game at this point.
Yeah.
And I've gone back and I've had like really a good time with it. I would, if they remastered it, and I know, you know, War for the Overworld, but it's not the same maker. So there's a lot of elements, but they're missing Reaper, and it's like a different. It's closer to gameplay to Dungeon Keeper 2. I want Dungeon Keeper 1.
Yeah, a remaster.
Remastered
exactly what
Dungeon
the
Keeper 1.
asking,
I don't think I'm asking for too much. I'm sure, you know, I know Bullfrog got sucked up by EA, but maybe some EA execs will listen to my plea and remaster Dungeon Keeper.
Plus, Bullfrog, I think all those people are
still
doing
around.
other things. In fact, a lot of them are revitalizing old Bullfrog properties under new names.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like War for the Overworld is kind of a reimagining of Dungeon Keeper.
It is.
2 Point Hospital is kind of like
Oh yeah,
Theme
yeah.
Hospital.
That looks like
I
a
gotta
Theme
play that
Hospital.
one too.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
remember playing Theme Hospital. It was great.
Yeah, I played it not too long ago. It's actually really fun.
I want 2 Point Hospital really bad. I
Yeah.
think that game would be really fun.
Nice.
It's gonna be good.
Small thing, if I may.
Yeah.
So your first point, you said GoldenEye would be a good
No,
remaster?
I said it was not. It wouldn't be a good remaster.
Wouldn't be a good. Okay.
No.
Example of something
'Cause
that wouldn't hold.
Yeah,
I did
no.
actually look it up. It was, and it's funny because it actually falls into both categories that we previously kind of laid out, which
Yeah.
is that GoldenEye 007 was remade as for the for the Wii. I didn't even realize.
I didn't know
I didn't know that.
And then that remake was then remastered for the PS3. So that's a weird
shit.
game in that it's both a remake and a
remaster.
Oh,
So it
interesting.
hits-
I didn't
checks
know
both
that.
those boxes.
Does it look any? Obviously, it's going to look a little bit better.
Yeah, they
but-
called it GoldenEye 007 Reloaded, and it got good reviews. And
Oh.
apparently, I slept on it because I had no idea.
I didn't know.
No clue.
Neither did I.
That's
never
crazy.
played the original. Never mind.
Let's go play it right now.
Let's go. Bye, guys. That's the episode.
What a great
No.
episode. Later. Who's the really short guy in that?
I don't remember.
There was the one
seems
guy,
so.
and he was just like mean to play as him because it was what's his name? Oddjob. He's the little short guy. It was so cheap to play as that guy in multiplayer because he was half the size of all the other character models. So you had a clear advantage if you
Yeah.
were playing with him 'cause he's a smaller hitbox.
Yeah.
So we used to ban him all the time. Okay, am I good to go?
Yeah,
online?
yeah, you're good to
Sorry,
go.
Eric.
Your turn. bud.
So the one that stands out to me, which is a bad example, which I had dreamed would be a good example, was the game Secret of Mana. So that was Square before it was Square Enix.
So it was Squaresoft.
Squaresoft. And Secret of Mana was a really cool game because it came out around when the really popular Final Fantasies were kind of dominating the JRPG scene, and they were blowing up in the West. But the difference between this one is it had real-time combat. So instead of everything stopping and everything being choice by choice, you actually got to, in real time, navigate around the environment. And when you open up the menus, it would pause briefly just to choose a spell or whatnot, and then right back into real-time action.
Gotcha.
Plus, a second player could pick up the other controller and jump in and control one of your other
That's cool.
characters. So my brother and I had a lot of fun playing that cooperatively. And that kind of exists in a sweet spot where it was all sprite graphics, but they were beautifully done.
Right.
It was an art form in and of itself. And the problem with the remake is they smoothed it all out. They made it look all hand-drawn. So, and it's really cutesy. And it's cutesy to a level that the original sprite graphics never would have been able to pull off.
Right.
Like that glossy, I don't know. It kind of ruined it.
Yeah.
I kind of made it too cute, and it kind of almost made the game look like it was geared towards a younger audience than the original even was.
Mm-hmm. I remember watching a video of the newer one that they did.
Yeah.
And I heard the same thing from other people. Like, they're like, it just doesn't fit the game.
And they managed to reskin it in a way that makes it a completely different beast. I'd rather play the original as is, knowing now that
Right.
the remake looks the way it does.
Right.
So that's an example of it done wrong. That's already been done. The question was, which one would I love to see? And for me, that would be either Fallout 1 or Fallout 2.
Oh, wow.
So at this point, there's been more games in the Fallout series that are, first or third person or whatever than there have been in that original RTS format.
Yep.
So I would love to see them. I mean, they could make a new one too if you feel like it. If you're listening, Todd Howard, go for it.
Do it.
But I think that particular game, it would be a great way to bring it back to the really dark kind of dystopian science fiction, destroyed world.
But you would still want to see it in the same perspective, the same, what is it, isometric?
Yeah, and to be honest, it doesn't even need to be like real 3D. Like
Right.
it doesn't have to be fully rendered, but they could update the art with by current standards, even like particle effects when guns are firing and stuff that never would have existed at the time. I just think it's a really solid game, and it would be. There's been so many new Fallout fans joining the series since it made its change that it'd be nice to introduce them to where it came from, kind of the roots of Fallout again. Because people think of Fallout as what it is now instead of what it was.
Right.
And I fell in love with it originally.
It's funny you mention this because when I got into Fallout and Fallout 3, played it but never finished it. Fallout 4, played it but never finished it. I pre-ordered 76 and can't wait to play that. But I remember learning of Fallout because I didn't, Fallout 3, but I'm not thinking, 1 and 2. But then eventually on Steam, I'm browsing one night and I find it and I'm like, That's what it looked like?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh.
It was extremely difficult too. That was one of those games where you might save 6 to a dozen times in the middle of one battle, because every single choice you make could go wrong. So you would want to just, honestly, I saved so much in that game.
Oh man.
Save between shots. Like, when's the last time you played a game that you had to save between shots? That's pretty high stakes, and that's what made it fun, though. It was really hard and had a great story. Very cool.
Nice.
Very cool.
Very nice.
Cool. So what's the next topic? Who's going in?
I went already.
Aggro.
Come on.
Do you have the key?
No key needed.
Whoa. Lockpick skill 100.
Here we go. I'm picking from a whole bunch here.
Yeah, there's so many in there. Make sure you pick the right one.
Okay. This is a good one.
Oh. She has to hide it too.
Can I make up my own question?
Why? Is it no good?
Which video game did you buy that was the best bargain ever?
Oh.
Best price or best value?
Best bargain ever?
Oh, I have one. Oh, I have it. I see it from here.
It's right over there. Look at that.
It's right over there.
Can I consult my Steam library?
Okay.
No.
How do you do that? On your phone?
I could do it on my phone. Okay, you guys go ahead. I'm going to look at my Steam library.
I'm trying to think. The funny thing is, when I think about bargain, it's tough now, because if you're a console player, they have those free games that come out monthly.
Yes.
And no better bargain than free.
free.
I guess you could say that it's part of your subscription that you pay.
Yeah.
But ultimately, because they gatekeep a lot of online features behind that anyways, you don't really feel like you're paying for those games. You feel like you're paying for the online services, and you're getting the games
for free. Yeah.
It's part of your what you're paying.
But still, I think the spirit of the question would be, you walked in, you found something, and you were like, oh my God, I can't let this pass. Because I have one.
This question to me really speaks to how unfortunate it is that games can be so expensive.
Oh yeah.
Like, a lot of times I walk in and I'm like, maybe I'll pick that up today, and I look at the price and I'm like, yeah, maybe not.
Maybe yeah. Oh,
maybe
I've
I'll
done
wait.
that.
So I think I have more examples of the opposite than I do of the real answer. What do you got?
So when I was I'm still pulling it up. I wasn't logged in, so I had to log in. When I was younger, this is before there was no digital copies at the time, right?
Yeah.
Like, you actually had to go to a store and buy either a cartridge or, a CD for PC gaming. And I was a broke kid, man. Like, I didn't have money, so I would go and I would look for the sales, right? So some of the ones, now cartridges were never on sale, and if they were on sale, it was like User's Choice Award or something. Even that wasn't really common until, I think, N64. Perhaps on other consoles too, but I was a Nintendo kid, so that's all that I had. But I definitely went to, was it even Future Shop at the time? I don't even remember what store it was, Staples or Office Depot or whatever. Okay. And they would have a discount section in their computer game section, and you could buy games for like $5 or $10. And I always tried to get the best bang for my buck, so I would buy the ones that were like 101 games for $9.99 sort of thing, right? So I always got, obviously I didn't play anything on there. I didn't play everything on there. But certainly there was certain compilations that I played the shit out of them. But ask me now what, if I remember any of the names of the games.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was like one of those boxes that had, a bunch of different games.
Right. So I remember there were some side scrollers, and I think I mentioned this game, like Hocus Pocus, I think was one of them. Like there was always
Were they like a specific developer, say Namco? Because Namco does a bunch of those for consoles.
Really?
Yeah, they do like classic Namco games, and they'll throw on Centipede, Pac-Man, blah blah blah. I think Pac-Man.
They even have Sega collections as well.
Yes,
some of those early Sega games.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I also Dungeon Keeper I also bought like that, and it was also on sales, but I don't want to keep using that as my answer for everything, because I definitely played the shit out of that game, let me tell you. I've also bought it several times. So I don't know.
You don't have a specific.
I don't have a specific one. I don't have a specific one. I'm still pulling it up here. Let's see if you guys go ahead.
I'm gonna go. Yeah. So the one game. And you're right, Macleaniac, about the part of your subscription, say with PlayStation Network, you get the 2-3 free games a month kind of thing. And I use that. I check it every month, and if I really like the games, I'll download it. If I don't, whatever, I'll see what's on next month. But as far as walking into a store and buying a game, I walked into an EB. This was a little while ago, and they had a bin full of like deal type games, right? And in there was Mafia 2.
Okay.
Which I have right over there on that shelf. And the Mafia 2 game, I saw this tag on it. I'm like,
that one.
Yeah. I'm like, are you sure? And the guy goes, yeah. I'm like, $1?
Oh my God.
It wasn't even that old.
No. And I'm like, okay, I'll take it. And I just bought
$1?
It was $1. I paid $1 for that game.
I paid $1 for Mafia 2 even if I already owned it.
Now.
Yeah.
And the cool thing was it was one of those ones where because it was on Steam, you just link the serial, like the actual activation code, and and now it's my Steam game.
So you own it forever, regardless of whether that
disc
explodes.
breaks. Right, you got it. So that was my biggest bargain type thing, and I just happened to see it, and I'm like, you guys are selling it for $1? Yeah, $1. Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah. Do they have multiple?
I don't know. They only
Just
have the one. Yeah. Yeah, so that was my...
It's like the kind of deal where you almost don't want to bring it up.
Yeah.
Like you want to just kind of put it on the counter and be like, doo-doo-doo, everything's fine, just cash me out.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wait, this is a mistake. This should be $100. We dropped a few zeros on that.
And I played it through. It's actually, shameless plug, you can watch it on my YouTube channel.
You actually can, and I have.
Yeah, and...
You'd be amazed how bad his aim is. You'd be amazed.
Driving, never mind. Driving's pretty bad, too. Hamnisu makes fun of me about that. But that Mafia 2 is actually, in my opinion, a better game than Mafia 3. But Mafia 3 is a lot of fun too. Don't get me wrong. But
Mafia 3 is the new one.
Yeah, Mafia 3 is the new one. Which
I
is
was
that new.
thinking
been out
$1 for that game. I'm like, that's a brand new game.
No. It
there's
was the one
newer
before that.
I got you.
So, and it's a game that's aged. You can tell when you see the graphics, but it's still a solid game. So,
yeah. Sweet.
Right.
For my answer, I'm actually going to. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of people watching that can relate with, getting stars in your eyes when Steam has a big sale. And I don't know whether we'll ever see sales on Steam the way we did during this one wonderful time when games got so discounted that it almost, again, you felt dirty. You're like, you're like, I'm pretty sure that what I'm paying for this is going mostly to Valve, and the developers are getting pennies,
absolutely nothing,
pennies out of this purchase. Like games that normally sell for $30 that you see on sale for $2. Like I don't know whether they still do that as much as they used to. They still have Steam sales, but I think
they
do they go that cheap?
Some, but they're older games.
Because I picked up at the time The Witcher 1 and The Witcher 2 for I think they were $10 a piece. And at the time, I had heard about it. They weren't, there wasn't quite as much coverage. I knew they were good, solid games, but I didn't really know that much about them. And I said, hey, why not? The price is right.
Right.
It's, it's not even that cheap. It's not like I paid like 50 cents. But honestly, for the enjoyment I got out of those games, it was incredible. I think I put at least 70 to 80 hours into each one of those games.
Wow.
And to think that collectively I spent $20.
Yeah.
That's well worth it.
For less than what I would have spent at a night at the movies with some popcorn and a movie, which would have lasted 2 hours.
2 hours, 2.5 hours if you're lucky.
160 hours between the two games.
Wow.
So that's a huge value for me. And it also instilled a love of CD Projekt Red and the Witcher series. I was super excited for The Witcher 3 when it came out because I had played through 1 and 2. I knew the backstory.
Right,
so
yes.
I was really into it. So that was an amazing deal for me. I don't know.
Nice.
I don't even know whether they'll sell those games at that price anymore. But if
No,
they do,
probably not.
pick them up.
Yeah, they're good games. They're good games, but I'm basing that on 3 because I haven't played 1 and 2.
Gotcha.
But
3 is amazing.
But 3 is amazing, and I haven't finished it. And just how well that game is put together, I can't wait for Cyberpunk. But that's another show.
I told my brother, I'm like, he's so excited for Cyberpunk, and he's never played a CD Projekt Red game. I'm like, you're excited based on the hype. I'm like, play one of these games.
Yeah.
See how polished it is. See how amazing and professional the voice acting is, and the systems in the game are developed. Like, it's extremely well done. If you're not excited for Cyberpunk, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What's wrong with you? Go to the doctor. Something's wrong.
Get yourself
Something's
checked
up.
out.
Wait, Aggro, are you
Yeah, Aggro.
excited?
You don't have.
You're not excited?
No, she's not excited for that game.
Not for that game.
Oh, okay.
Why? It's your people.
It's my people.
It's your people.
I'll probably buy it to support my people. But it's not. I don't know. That didn't really get all excited.
Smash that dislike button.
Don't actually do that. Guys, do we have a dislike button?
We do not. We do not.
We removed that one, right?
What we want you to do
or?
is like the video and then voice your dissent in the comments.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that. No, I didn't pick one, and I don't know that I can. I think because it's hard. Like, it's really hard for me. I get a little obsessive about games that when, like, maybe not so much anymore, but when I was a kid, like, I didn't have that many of them.
Right.
So I played the shit out of them.
What you had.
Right?
Yeah.
What I had. So did I get value for my money? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Right? But I keep going back to these compilations that I would buy. Or there was one, you know what? There was one particular game was like it was called Hex something, and it was literally like Othello. Like it was a board game, and you like placed your
Was it Hexen?
No, Hexen is more like Doom.
Okay.
But
No,
fantasy.
this was
like a board game.
It's
style.
a board game, and you placed your little pieces, and you had to.
What system?
This is PC. This is all PC. Hex. No, it was Hex something. Like it was one word with Hex starting it. Look up Othello, like Hex Othello clone or something like that. I don't know. It looked like Othello, just it was instead of squares, they were like little hexagons. It's called Hexagon.
Was it Hexagon?
It's totally Hexagon. That's exactly the game that I played.
The game is called Hexagon, but with two X's.
That's right, guys. Hexagon.
Hexagon.
But I played the shit out of that game, and that was also another one of those that came on the compilation.
Got it.
My answer is compilation CDs of the 1990s.
Awesome.
Okay.
You got good value for your money, guys.
It's a Flash game. You could play it in browser.
I think I found it not too long ago. But Flash is going the way of the dodo too. Let's be real.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. How do you feel about this?
I love
Feeling
it.
okay?
Yeah, man.
This is a good chat.
Why'd that light suddenly turn on?
It's a call for help.
Yeah. What's up with that?
It's okay.
Okay.
So thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, guys.
We appreciate that you spent some time with us today. We like spending time with you. If you liked what you saw, smash that like button. You can find us on Twitter and Patreon and all that good stuff.
All those places
I'm
except
just
Facebook.
condensing this all
No
into
Facebook.
you know where to find us. You know how to love us. Do your thing.
Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Thank you. You guys are my best friends.
Bye for now.
Peace.
Bye.
All right, who wants to do the throw?
No, thank you.
I got this.
Do we? Okay, count it down.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up, everybody? Cut. Start.